What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, with a little you guys. Before we go ahead and just jump into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop talking about this date and then having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning your post notifications on, and also by sharing the video. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and discuss, what's hot and what's trending this week. I need to get a manicure, you guys, this weekend. So yeah, you guys, I hope you guys have had a great week. This week has been busy, but the last few weeks have been busy. It's been very busy at work. So that's why I haven't really been 100% on time with my videos. And that's why I haven't done, this video in so long, because work is just kicking my behind at this point. You guys, it's a lot. So I'm trying to and then we're coming up on the end of the year. So it's going to be kind of busy and kind of hectic finishing out this year. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys what week this is. So these are the topics for the week of October the 21st through October the 27th. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it, you guys. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is this shooting that happened in Maine this past week, right? And it's very interesting because as I was leaving the office earlier this morning to go get breakfast, it was on the news that, the manhunt is still on, and we're now at day 2 that this has happened. So if you guys don't know, it happened, I believe, late Wednesday night when this happened, where a gunman went into a bowling alley and, he just started shooting people. And so he left there and then he went from there to a bar and he shot some more people. Now, at this point, I don't know what the current toll of, the deceased are. So let me look it up. It's just, it's really triggering, right? Because we've been saying, where can you feel safe going? Because every time you turn around, there's a mass shooting somewhere. And it's just like, you can't go to the mall, you can't go to the movies, you can't go to church, you can't go to the grocery store. There's nowhere you can feel safe at this point. It's just nowhere you can feel safe. So I want to see what the victims. So like I said, the manhunt is still ongoing for this guy. His name is Richard Card. I believe that's what his name is. So what I will say, it says at least 18 people were unalived and 13 others were injured in the mass shooting in Lewiston, Maine on Wednesday, right? Suspect Robert Card is still at large. Now, what I said is, because he's been on the loose since this happened, and that's been 2 days ago, right? And so for me, I don't feel like this man is still among the living. I actually do believe that this coward may have taken his own life at this point, because nothing has happened at this point, right? And I know that they're on lockdown up there, and there's got to be so terrifying and so scary to know that someone just 2 days ago went into a bowling alley and into a bar and just took innocent people's lives for absolutely no reason. Now I think they found, unaliving note right at his home, and that's why I say I feel as if this man may have now taken his own life, because I don't see any updates that he's been captured. So as of right now, me filming this video, he's still at large. So anybody who is in Maine, stay safe, you guys. Stay safe, stay safe, stay safe. I just don't, we talk about this so much every time it happens. And, one side wants to say that it is mental illness. Now, I know that they did talk about the fact that this man had some mental issues, and that's fine, right? Two things can be true at the same time. The man may have mental health issues, but at the same time, why are these people able to get access to these guns? And why, first of all, why does anyone need an assault style rifle? I'm just asking that question. What do you need that weapon for? I don't understand any type of assault style rifle. What do you need them for? I understand a hunting rifle. I understand anything else, but an assault style rifle is just, it shouldn't be easily accessible to anybody. I don't care if you don't have a mental health issue or if you do have one. It should not be easily accessible to anybody, and that's just my personal opinions. You guys are free to agree or disagree with me, but those are my personal opinions. And definitely I want to say prayers up to those who have lost their lives, prayers up to those who are still in the hospital fighting for their lives, and prayers up to those who are, have lost loved ones that they now have to plan their funeral. So prayers to those people. They are in my thoughts and my prayers. But you guys, let me know what you guys thought about that, and we shall move forward, you guys. And once again, prayers, prayers, prayers. My prayers are with everyone involved. So let's move forward. All right, you guys. Next up, let's talk about a little bit of political stuff, you guys, because I hadn't talked about this in a while. But you guys know, the thing is, when it comes to politics, you guys, and I actually had this conversation with my friend a few days ago, right? So you guys know the year is rounding out. So you guys know that once we go into 2024, we're going into a new presidential year, right? So Joe Biden's first term will end in 24, right? So that'll start the process for us going into an election year, finding, and voting for a new president. And currently, Joe Biden, he's the incumbent, so more than likely he's going to still be the one that is, on the ballot come, November of 2024, right? Now, for the Republicans, we know that currently the front runner is someone who should be locked up in prison, right? Yes, former president, y'all's former president, not mine, that Chester Cheeto, right? And you guys know he's dealing with all his legal issues, and I know that they're hoping that with all of the legal issues with him, that will tie him up to keep him from being able to be out there on the campaign trail, right? And God willing, right? And I was, like I said, I was telling my friend this. I was like, I've come to the conclusion that with 2024, I'm not going to let 2024 do what 2016 and 2020 did to me, right? 2016, I can tell you guys, for me personally, 2016, it was the lesser of two evils, right? With Hillary Clinton, I was like, I don't necessarily want Hillary to be the president, but I didn't want the alternative as well, right? So I was like, I just can't imagine that people would actually vote for a Nimrod, an imbecile, a lunatic, a buffoon. But unfortunately, people voted for that asshole, and he became the president, right? And I remember election night of 2016. I remember like it was yesterday. I was at the gym. I was at my gym, and I was working out, and I was watching the news. It was on every station, and I was like, oh. I was looking, I was like, okay, cool. It was teetering and tottering. It was just like neck and neck. I was like, ooh. I was like, you know what? Let me go home so I can stop watching this shit, because it was just giving me great anxiety, right? So I remember the night of the election, I was like, I couldn't sleep. I really couldn't, because I kept looking at the news. And then at one point I just looked at it and I was like, oh my God, he was the president. I was like, what the fuck? So I was like, you know what? We'll get through it, right? We'll get through the 4 years and we'll be fine. Were we fine after the 4 years with him? Not at all. So 2020, I was on pins and needles in 2020, right? And the same situation with 2016 was the same for 2020. 2020 was just a little bit worse because we had lived through the 4 years of him. And I just couldn't imagine us having to go through another 4 years of that man. And I remember 2020, I was watching it up until about 11 o'clock at night, my time. And I had to say to myself, you know what? It's time to go to sleep. There is nothing that you can do. If that man just happens to be the president when you wake up in the morning, it is what it is. We barely got by for 4 years with him. I think we can survive. I think if he's the president, we'll unfortunately survive another 4 years, right? But then I woke up the next morning and it was still in the same space that it was in. But at that point, and when I woke up the next morning, it was, it was like that for days. I don't think that we didn't know anything until that Saturday. We didn't know anything until that Saturday, and when that Saturday came, I was like, oh, praise the Lord, right? And here's the thing that I will say: I know people talk about Joe Biden, right, and his age, but you guys have to remember, fat ass is not a spring chicken either. He is in his 70s, and Joe Biden is in his early 80s. So they're both old. Like, let's be real about that situation. So for me personally, like I said, I'm going into 2024. I'm not gonna let any of this stuff affect me. I'm not gonna do it, right. And I will say one thing that I've learned, even from watching, watching that election and watching what the polls were saying leading up to the election, everything was predictive of him winning. So many people were predicting for him to. There were people who were predicting for him to win, but then there were people predicting. The polls were saying that. The polls were saying this, the polls were saying that, and shout out to Whoopi Goldberg on The View. Whoopi said it best that she doesn't look at the polls, and I was like, it took me a minute to finally figure out why she said she didn't look at the polls, and the reason why is because they're not 100% accurate. Because if you guys look at the polls from the midterm elections, the Republicans were supposed to sweep everything, the House and the Senate, but they didn't. So the polls are not always accurate. So I know the polls currently have them neck and neck, Joe Biden and fat ass. I think they're currently neck and neck. So I'm not looking at the polls. I don't care what the polls say. I just care what the votes say. Also, y'all know he's in court, right? He just got hit with a fine of $10,000 for something that he said about the judge. Then he walked out of the courtroom saying that the witness said that he won the case. Sir, that is not how this worked. You were still found liable. And then, he's also attacking Letitia James. I know he is attacking Fannie Willis down there in Georgia. He's really attacking all of them. He's calling it political witch hunt. Do I care if it is a political witch hunt? Absolutely not. Lock that son of a bitch up. Yeah. So speaking of, I wanted to talk about the House Republicans, you guys. So you guys know they ousted Kevin McCarthy, right? And for weeks they've been trying to find a speaker. They wanted to put Jim Jordan up there. Couldn't get the votes for Jim Jordan. They wanted to put somebody. Who else? They've put other people up there, and it wasn't until this week that they put a Republican from, I believe he's from Louisiana. His name is Mike Johnson, and they voted him in. But I have issues with him because he's one of those people who spout those lies that the election of 2020 was stolen with no factual evidence. Speaking of the election of 2020, you guys remember that was his biggest thing, that the election was stolen, which led to what happened on January the 6th. So all of his people in Georgia, you guys know, Fannie Willis, she brought charges against everybody. Everybody has flipped. Everybody has flipped and said they knew that the election wasn't stolen and they're making deals. He's not going to make a deal because he is so used to things going his way. He's so used to being above the law. But now I want something to stick. I don't give a damn what it is. Something needs to stick and put him behind bars so that way he cannot be in the Oval Office. But yeah, you guys, let me know what you guys think about all of that stuff right there. And we will pause here and move forward, you guys. All right, you guys. So next thing that I want to talk about, I've talked about this previously, and we're gonna talk about it one more time. And this is gonna probably be the last time that I speak up on this man. And it's so interesting because I used to love his music back in the day, but today you can't pay me to buy nothing from a Brian McKnight. So you guys remember, what was it? It was a few months ago when he had his latest son, right? And they named the baby Brian McKnight Jr. But he already has a Brian McKnight Jr. And I was like, wow, so you just completely erase the black kids and accept these adopted white kids. And I don't even think he adopted them. I think most of those kids that his new wife has were grown, but he just accepted them as his kids. I'm like, so you go with you ditch the dark to go to the light. That is scary. So this week, Brian McKnight decided that he wanted to change his name to the name of the babies. So he is whatever that baby's name is, Senior. I was like, that's not necessarily how that works. You don't change your name to the baby's name. The baby takes your name. So technically, the baby is the junior, and not the junior, but the senior, and you're the junior. Brian McKnight is so weird. And he revealed this because the man got a new album coming out, and I think the album is the baby's name and has the baby's photo on it. No shade to that baby, but it ain't no way in hell that I would personally buy that album because I just can't support someone, an ass clown like Brian McKnight. I just don't think that I could support it. Like, absolutely not. Let me know if you guys are gonna support it because it's the erasure for me. I think that's the biggest problem that I have. It's the erasure of his existing family. And I love the fact that when people were saying that his oldest son, the original Brian McKnight Jr., right, that he should change his name. And he was like, no, he's not going to change his name because that what it is with that man is he's ashamed of who he is. And I was like, exactly. Y'all, let me know if you guys are going to buy that album. Just want to know that. If you are, it's fine. The other thing that I want to say is with his current wife, like, what kind of a woman are you? What kind of a woman are you that you marry a man and the man is cool that he's accepted and embraced your kids as his own, but at the same time, this man has also just pushed and outcasted his other children that he had before you and your kids, and you don't think that maybe at some point he might find the newest, youngest model and dump your ass and do the same shit that he did to his other kids, that he'll do it to you and your kids? If you don't think that, then you a dumbass. That's the nicest thing that I can say about you. But hey, let me know what you guys think about that. And again, let me know if you guys are buying that album. I'm so curious. Black people, let's not support that. No shade, no tea. Let's not support it. That's all I got to say. We shall not support it. Well, I can say I won't support it. I can't speak for nobody else, but I damn sure can speak for me. I can damn sure speak for me. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, you guys. Let's pause here and move forward. All right, you guys. So the next thing that we got to do is I want to issue two rest in peace, right? One was from last week and one is this week. So last week we lost actress Suzanne Summers. Now I think she passed away due to cancer, but let me double check. I know she was 76 years old. I think she passed away just before her birthday. So yeah, she passed away 2 weeks. Oh God, I hate going to People magazine. Actually, she passed away the day before her birthday, because her birthday was October 15th, and her birthday is October 16th, but her birthday is, I said that backwards, didn't I? Her birthday is October 16th, but she passed away on October the 19th. Her cause of death has been revealed. So it says here, TV star Suzanne Summers died of breast cancer with metastasis to the brain, according to a report citing her death. Metastasis. Is that what that is? Metastasis, not metastasis. Metastasis. I think that's how you pronounce that. So yeah, rest in peace to Suzanne Summers. She was 76 years old, like I said. And so the other person that passed away this week was legendary actor Richard Roundtree. Now, what I will say about Richard Roundtree, I definitely knew him as Shaft, but I never watched Shaft because Shaft was way before my time. He was also in Roots. Now, I actually have the movie Roots. My mama bought that movie for me years ago. She bought it. So back in the day, you guys remember, like Columbia House, you could order those movies. You could pick out your movies that you wanted. Like Columbia, when there used to be VHS and CDs, right? Where they would be like in the magazines and you could pull them out the magazines. or they would send it to you in the mail, and you can just check out, like they would send you 10 for like $1 or something like that, or 12 for something. I used to do that with them CDs. I used to, all my CDs that I had back in the day, I ordered them from them people and never paid them back. Like they would send stuff in them, they would send stuff in the mail, and all I would do was I would just give them a different name, right? Like the first time I did it, I used my actual name, and I sent it, and my mom was like, "What is this, drum?" I was like, "They said, it's for some CDs," and I got them in the mail. And she said, "Now how are you gonna pay for that?" I said, I don't know. They just sent it to me. Didn't even ask me for no pay. They didn't even ask me for a card or they. Actually, this is before credit cards came around, so this was like you would have to. You could send it to them, and then when they would send it back to, they would send it to you. Then they would send you a bill in the mail. That's how it worked. They would send you the bill in the mail, and I was like, and now that I think about it, back then, that was so stupid because you guys would never get the money. Because the first time I used my first name, then the second time I used my last name, then the third time I did it, I just used a completely different name, right? So yeah, my mama bought the movie Roots for me because she wanted me to watch that movie so badly, just to learn about learn about that time period. I was like, Mama, I am not gonna watch that movie because the back of the, I'm like, absolutely not. So yeah, Richard Roundtree, he, like I said, he was in Shaft, he was in Roots. Most recently that I remember, he played in Being Mary Jane. He played Gabrielle Union's father. I didn't. So also, he was also on Family Reunion, which is on Netflix. I don't know if that show got renewed or canceled. That Tia Mowry was in, and with Loretta Devine, he also played in that show. So he also, this week it says he passed away at 81 years old, and the news was confirmed by Roundtree's theatrical talent and agent, artists, and representatives who said in the email to, this is from CNN.com, right? It said that the actor died Tuesday afternoon after a short battle with pancreatic cancer. That is so sad. But, at the end of the day, he lived to be 81 years old, so that is a life well lived. And still looked good, right? Even in his old age. Because like I said, remember, he was on Being Mary Jane, salt and pepper beard. He still looked good. So rest in peace to both Suzanne Summers and to Richard Roundtree, you guys. And we will pause here and move forward, you guys. All right, you guys. So the next story that I want to talk about now, I'm gonna tell you guys to take this with the biggest grain of salt because I don't know that any of this is true. But you guys, this is a follow up on Jonathan Majors. So I read that his ex girlfriend was charged with assault. Oh, well, this is coming from NBC News, so I guess it is true. So it says here, Jonathan Majors' ex-girlfriend charged with assault in connection with domestic altercation. It says Grace Jabari turned herself in to the NYPD on Wednesday and was arrested on 2 misdemeanor charges. The Manhattan DA's office, however, said Thursday it would not prosecute the case. That's very interesting. They arrested her, but they won't prosecute the case. So it says Marvel actor Jonathan Majors' ex-girlfriend Grace Jabari turned herself into the New York police Wednesday. I've already said that. Wednesday night and was arrested on charges of assault and criminal mischief. A police spokesperson said Jabari was arrested at Manhattan's 10th precinct 7 months after a domestic altercation between her and Majors. Both charges are misdemeanors, and she was released with a desk appearance ticket, police said. Wow. That's interesting. It says Majors, now we all know Jonathan Majors was arrested in March and accused of assaulting Jabari. Jabari's attorney for comment did not immediately respond to a request for comment. It says Manhattan's district attorney's office said Thursday it would not be prosecuting the case because it lacks prosecutorial merit. That's interesting. Okay. The matter is now closed and sealed, a spokesperson said. The district attorney's office said in a court filing this week that it would decline to prosecute any charges brought by the NYPD against Ms. Jabari related to the belated allegations made by defendant Majors regarding the incident in March 25th of 2023. The filing effectively means Jabari ultimately will not be prosecuted for any crime in this case. Hours before Jabari's arrest, a judge denied a motion to dismiss the assault case against Majors and set a trial date for November 29th. So Jonathan Major's attorney has maintained her client's innocence and said he was, in fact, the one who was assaulted. At the time of Major's arrest, police said Jabari had sustained minor injuries to the head and neck and was removed to an area hospital in stable condition. After an altercation with Majors in a taxi, Jabari and Majors had been dating for several years before the incident. That's very interesting. So they charged her with it, but they're not gonna. Well, technically, well, she had this stuff, but they're not going to go forward with it. Very interesting. But they're still going through with his court date, right? I'm wondering how much of this was his his legal defense. I'm sorry, I would fire his attorney. I would fire them because this is still blowing. It's still blowing back on him, even though they charged her with assault. They charged her with assault. Now, I'm not defending him and I'm not defending her, so I don't want nobody to be like, "Oh, well, you defending him and you saying this about her?" I ain't saying nothing of the sort. I just find this case has been odd to me since the get-go, and I still hate the fact that Megan Good is linked to this now because she's dating him. Now, I did see a rumor earlier this week that said that she was married to him. I hope and pray to God that girl has not attached herself to that man. But hey, if she has, it is what it is. I'm a hope and pray she didn't. But, you know, we'll see. I still don't understand why I don't get any of this. I really don't. But okay. It is what it is. Let's pause here and move forward, you guys. All right, you guys. So the next thing I want to talk about is some books. So I didn't talk about the situation with Will and Jada, and I don't want to talk about it, to be quite honest with you. I just want to understand why were people so upset with Jada. I didn't get that. It's like people forget that Will Smith wrote a book as well, and it's two people in that marriage. It's not just one. People like to say that she's emasculating him. Now, me personally, I don't see it that way. But y'all can feel how y'all want to feel. I just want to understand why the disdain, the vitriol for Jada Pinkett Smith and none for Will. That's the only question that I want to know. What's the difference between she and him? Somebody make it make sense to me. Also, Red Table Talk is coming back. I was like, oh my God, why? What I will say about the Smiths is I know more about that family than I think I ever wanted to know in my years of living. I could have gone a whole lifetime and never knew half of the shit that I know about those people. It's just like, oh my God, can y'all please at this point remove us from the group chat? Please and thank you. I would absolutely 100% love it, because that's all I need for y'all to do is just take me out the group chat. Let me know if you guys have read Jada's book. I read something earlier about her book sales. Let me see what her book sales are, because I don't know if her book sales are good or bad. She's becoming a bestseller, so I guess that's a good thing. But this is from the Daily Mail. So it says, is Jada Pinkett Smith's shocking tell-all book a major flop? Book revealing 7 years. Y'all, I don't care about that. I really, truly don't care about that separation. Because that's the other thing I want to say. So according to what people are saying, her book is not doing that well with the sales. I know somebody's book who is probably doing better than hers, Britney Spears. So it says Britney Spears' memoir sells more copies than Jada Pinkett's worthy. Jada Pinkett's. And this is coming from the Jasmine brand. So according to reports, the movie star's new memoir, Worthy, failed to top multiple bestsellers lists despite her star power and headlining revelations. One report notes that Jada Pinkett's bio novel, released October 17th, only reached the number 81 spot on Amazon Books bestsellers. On Kindle and at Barnes & Nobles, the book reportedly didn't even make the top 100 list. The e-version of the memoir reportedly sold 2,700 copies by the end of last week. Despite sharing some jaw-dropping truths about what's happening in her marriage to fellow actor Will Smith, in the project, it seems the 52-year-old faced some steep competition. It's noted that other celebrity memoirs released before or after Pinkett Smith's did significantly better in terms of book sales. Pop star Britney Spears' memoir, The Woman in Me, released October 24th, reportedly has outsold Worthy at Barnes& and Nobles. As previously covered, excerpts from the Toxic. All right, you guys. So it says, as previously covered, excerpts from the Toxic Singer's book said that her former beau, Justin Timberlake, used black scent around black artists and talked her into getting an abortion. Y'all, did y'all hear? So I think I was on one of the blogs and I heard that narrated version of her talking about Justin Timberlake and that black scent, and I can see it, you guys, because let's just keep it real. And I was talking to my friend about this, like, it's one thing when like a lot of artists emulate, African Americans, us, right? They take our style, they do our music, they dance like us, but then at a certain point in their career, they shift and they go to where they want to go, i.e., look at Pink. I'm a big, huge fan of Pink, right? But Pink came out, and her first single. What is the name of her first single? I can't even think about it. Pink came out, and she had that black accent. Who? Justin Timberlake. It's a slew of others, right? And then they go into later into their career once they get very well established, and they turn into who they want to be. And it's no shade to them, but it's just like, damn, y'all jock our style. Miley Cyrus, let's use her too. Miley Cyrus, like y'all jock our style, but then when y'all get to where y'all want to be, then it's like, oh, we Gucci, we don't want to deal with that stuff no more. So, but yeah, let me know if you guys have bought Britney Spears' book. I actually do want to get her book. And I might get Jada's book too. I'm very curious. I'm curious, but I'm not curious at the same time. But yeah, you guys, tell me if you guys have bought either one of those ladies' books, and we will go ahead and just go ahead and move on to the next story, you guys. All right, you guys. So the next story that I want to talk about is a very interesting one that I found earlier this week, and I was just thought it was very, very odd. So Angela Simmons, you guys. I saw that Angela was ordered to pay off some back rent that she owed, right? So she was hit with a $48,000 bill from her New Jersey penthouse, and I was like, girl, what the fuck? 48,000. So it says here, Angela Simmons has racked up a five-figure tab the wrong way. According to TMZ Hip Hop, the grown-up hip hop star was slammed with a huge bill from a penthouse she rented in New Jersey in 2019, right? The landlord of the 22-story Pembroke at Fort Lee Co-op luxury apartment building alleges the socialite did not pay her full rent in 2020. According to court documents, Simmons also has not responded to the complaint, which led the court to enter a default judgment, leaving her responsible. Girl, you are so dumb. You do realize if you don't respond to this stuff, that just tells them, hey, you owe it and pay up, right? So she's responsible for $48,000 in fees. The amount includes late fees, outstanding rent, repairs, and more. Girl, what did you do to that penthouse? So reps for Simmons did not respond to the outlet when they reached out for a comment. I think I read that at one point the rent was $7,000. And I was like, why are you living somewhere that the rent costs $7,000? But then I had to think, these are celebrities, and they have to live up to a certain lifestyle. I'm sorry, I just don't believe in living above my means. And here's the other thing: if you lived there, so she moved in 2019, but she didn't pay her rent in 2020. So we didn't go to court to get her evicted. Like, I was just like, so what kind of a place? So can I just go somewhere and just say, okay, let me live here and my apartment, for example. So I can just live in my apartment for a whole year and never pay my rent. No, these people are going to file an eviction notice against my ass. I don't know if it's because of the celebrity or what, but I mean, $48,000. That means you weren't paying your rent. Like, well, they said it. She wasn't paying it in 2020. And the crazy part about it is I saw somebody on the I think it was one of the blogs that said her mama got it, her daddy got it, her uncle got it, her cousins got it, she got it, her sister got it, like everybody in her family got it. But why come she didn't pay it is the question. And I take away everybody else that has it. More importantly, Angela has it. Angela is still on she's still on Growing Up Hip Hop. I haven't watched it in a like I didn't watch the last season, but Angela's on Growing Up Hip Hop. You have I mean, you have businesses like Angela got the money. I don't know what the hell she was doing. Your boyfriend didn't have it. I know y'all went together in 2020, but you can say, "Hey, babe, I was behind on my rent in 2020. You think you can help me with the rent a little bit? Maybe, a little bit, easy bit, like nothing. But okay, girl, $48,000. That Jesus, 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 Jesus. Good luck to you, Angela, because good luck to you, sis. So let's pause here, you guys, and move forward. All right, you guys. So the biggest story of the week, Dwight Howard, you guys. So you guys know, I don't know if I had talked about this or not. I feel like I did. This situation with Dwight Howard where the guy was accusing him of, SAing him. So you guys know that the dude filed a lawsuit against Dwight, right? So this week, Dwight had his lawyers respond to the complaints. And Dwight basically admitted that, yeah, him and the guy had been texting each other. And then I saw those text messages. Dwight, you were very much so focused on that man's penis. Like, that's all you was thinking about was his meat. You said you ain't gay or nothing like that. You just a little freaky. Okay. I mean, okay, I will let you have that, Dwight. But, yeah, very, very interesting to say the least. Like, super duper interesting. Very interesting. That's all I can say. So yeah, he admitted to it that, but he did say he does stand on the ground that he did not, SA that guy, and so everybody's now talking about the white sexuality. I did see an interview. He was doing an interview, and the guy was asking him. So the burning question is, are you gay? And Dwight said to this guy, he said on his live that what he does in his bedroom is nobody else's business. And I absolutely 100% agree with Dwight in that aspect. What he does in the courtesy of his own bedroom with whoever he chooses to do it with, if it's with that young man, Mr. Harper, or if it's with Kitty. Now that part is what threw me for a fucking loop. That Kitty came in dressed like a woman. And yeah, I'm not gonna say if I know that people are giving their 2 cents and saying how they feel like this is a cash grab, how they feel like the young man Harper is just doing this to make money. And if you guys feel that way, that is how you guys feel. I'm not gonna say yay or nay. Because I mean, I have definitely been someone who that has happened to, right? Not this particular situation, but I have been, someone who has been SA'd, right? So I'm not going to say one way or the other. I choose to believe whatever, I still choose to believe the young man until it is proven otherwise. That is all I'll say. If it's proven otherwise, then we'll say, hey, he wasn't telling the truth. But as of right now, I choose to believe him. And the thing that I have an issue with is, like I just said a few minutes ago, he was doing an interview and he was asked if he's gay. That's not the question. The question should be, did you do it? And he could say it's none of, he could say, I want the courts to handle this the best way that they see fit, right? But you know, you guys can tell me how you guys feel. Let's be respectful in the comment section, you guys, because I'm not gonna sit here and say that the young man is lying. I'm not gonna sit here and say he's telling the truth. I, I can see how it probably happened. I know it was very explicit what happened with them. I think he said Dwight pulled his pants down and began to give him fellatio. Then at one point, I think the kitty person was supposed to be behind him while Dwight was I forgot how it happened, but Kitty was behind that young man, and I don't know if he was. I don't know if that young man was given performing fellatio on Dwight. I can't be certain, but it's very interesting. Whew. Again, let me know what you guys think. I definitely want to know your thoughts and opinions about this because it's very interesting. It's very interesting. But we gonna be here while it plays out, you guys, and let me know your 2 cents about it. And let's pause here and wrap up, you guys. All right, you guys. So the last story that we're gonna talk about is Beyonce. 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 B. You trying it, girlfriend. Let me tell you that 100. Let me tell you right here, right now, you trying it. I don't know what the fuck that perfume is. I don't give a fuck what that perfume smells like. It can smell like horse ass. It can smell like sweat. It can smell like Badussy. It can smell like whatever the hell it wants to smell like. Bitch, I ain't buying it. I ain't got the money, ho. And this is all coming from love. This is all love, Beyonce. I love you, damn girl. But I ain't got the money, girl. I saw you twice. I went to see you. I saw you when you came here to Dallas. That was $300 out of my pocket, right? I saw you when I went to Houston. That was another $300 out of my pocket. Bitch, I done gave you $600 of my money. $600 of my money. You ain't getting no more. And then I'm going to see this shit when it comes to theaters in December. Beyonce. Girl, I the fuck don't have it. I am broke, but I ain't got no extra damn money for this shit. And yes, you guys heard me correctly. I spent $600 to go see Beyonce. I am happy about that. I don't feel no types of way about spending $600 to go see Beyonce. It was $600 separately, so it wasn't all at one fucking time. I bought one ticket in March. I bought the other ticket in September, or when I went to go see it, September. So yeah, I bought the first ticket months before the concert when the tickets went on sale in March, and I got my seat. Had a great seat, $300. Nothing. I didn't have to spend anything more than 300. And that's one thing I want to talk about. A lot of people are talking about. I saw people back when the tickets were on sale. They were like, "Oh, the tickets are so high." That's because y'all went to the resellers and let them trick y'all into buying them damn high ass tickets. Next time, don't do it. My best friend is listening to me because we literally waited to the last minute to get our tickets in Houston. And I told her back when the tickets went on sale, I was like, bitch, we better get our tickets now. She said, let's wait. I said, girl, you can wait. I wasn't waiting. That's why I bought that ticket for Dallas in case I wasn't able to see her at all. So, yeah. But Beyonce, I'm broke, bitch. I ain't got it. I ain't broke. I ain't broke like that. But I'm broke in the sense of I ain't finna line your pockets no more. Not for a while. We Gucci, Beyonce. Love you, boo. But yeah, you ain't getting not a goddamn thing else out of me. But that's it, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about these topics in the comment section below, you guys. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, you guys. We try to do this every single week. I know we'll get back to I'm trying to work out a schedule to make this work for it to be up on Fridays around 10 or 11. I'm trying to figure that out, you guys. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one, you guys. Be blessed, stay safe, take care of yourselves, you guys. And I will see you guys. Wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.